hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. This is another episode in my...
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Mamma mia, now I really know. Say to me, say la vie. And I stop, never give me. Mama, don't breathe. I'm in love. Are you ready for it?
And today we are doing Zara Larsson, the Swedish pop icon. I love her. I like this year. I definitely feel like Midnight Sun and like the release of her Girls Trip version of the album in May, I think. It's very, very much given the 2026 version of like Brat Summer. Like it definitely just feels like a very like summer, like Euro summer pop hit and bits fruity, and it's just joyful, you know. So I thought I'd do her episode now in July because it's still summer, it's so hot. But yeah, so all the rules are the same. Randomly spin and see what happens. This time I'm going to try and do it like in real time and like do the spins, pick the books, read the books, review the books, go on, instead of in my previous Madonna episode where I don't know what at the end. But yeah, so I've done the first spin. And we got one of my like favourite songs. I felt like one of the first ones I got into her Lush Life. Incredible song. And maybe the pick I've chosen is a little bit away from the song and how like pop it is and just like, you know, fun. But like I feel like the song is about, you know, just like forgetting about your past and just like living in the moment, just like living your lush life. Like I can't remember how it starts. It's like live my day as if it was my last, and sort of this like carpe diem, seize the day attitude. So I have chosen Veronica Decides to Die by Paulo Coelho, translated from Brazilian Portuguese by Margaret Joel Costa. The reason I chose this is because this is about a woman that like plans to die by suicide, but then she doesn't, and I think she's like told she has like a week to live and like in this like place, and she sort of starts to like live her days to the fullest. So that's sort of a similar ideology, I guess. And also I'm going to try and prioritize my 2026 reads again for this video. Maybe not all song prompts will fit, but that's what I'll try and do. So yeah, I'm going to go out now, just have a little walk to the park, and I'm going to read some of this. Also, I feel a bit like weird today because today's going to be my graduation. Graduated officially, kind of. I just need to get my certificate, but it won't be sent to a while. But I didn't go to it because just like, lots of things, it's not important. But so I feel a bit like weird. I feel like I'm like a bit like FOMO and a bit like things like that, but also yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna try and enjoy the day and see what goes. Really enjoying it. Strange. Still really hot. Have some watermelon. Also, I've been watching this. It's on the thing now, but on BBC iPlayer, this show. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the translation is like Unmotherly, and it's really like interesting. It's sort of like Google had marketed it as like a Welsh Fleabag. It's not really the same, but like it's because like she like talks to the fourth wall and things. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. I've been watching like a lot more like S4C Cymraeg programs, and yeah, this is heavy. So yeah, I didn't know this is not an update. Like I haven't read any more of the book. I've been doing my Heart Summer video, but I'm just showing the watermelon. It's as big as my head.
Mae'n dach chi bwyn, mam. Ti'n oce? Di bod yn brysur na gyd. Janet di cael llawdriniaeth ar ei ben.
least they have the whole bus to myself. Like, I think there's like one person downstairs. They keep stopping. I'm just like, I'm tired. Link to the song. So with the song, I think it's a good thing and justified. Veronica wanted to spend her remaining 2 or 3 days of life behaving as inappropriately as she could. If I behave as if it was my last lush life. Let's go. Hey, I don't know, like, I feel like I look really ugly. So I went out yesterday. Oh, did I film anything? I don't actually know if I did. I think like maybe on the bus. Oh yeah, I did, yeah. I was like doing like updates on the bus, like no one was there. I was just like lounging. A horrible day. Like, I'm just so fed up of this city. Like, I literally I cannot hack it anymore. Like, I need to find a way to like permanently leave, and I'm gonna try and like actually start doing that like more today. I think like that's kind of my plan. Just like fill in some things and just like look at stuff, because I need it for my mental health. Like, it's been really bad since I came back. And yeah, but kind of like a little bit to do with this, but anyway, let's get back to the book. So I did read a bit more. I got to page 86. I stopped in the middle of a chapter, and the reason I stopped there is because I am considering DNFing. I think maybe in some ways I just like now have bad connotation with the book because of when I was reading it and stuff, like buses and stuff, just in hours of traffic and just I just can't. Honestly, London buses, hate it. But also, like, apart from just, like the bad connotations I sort of have now, is that sort of like some of the like narrative like shifts on sort of like not POV per se, because it's all in third person, but who is focusing on like their like story in a way. Like one of them, Zedka, who's like another patient at the mental hospital where she wakes up in, and also like this Dr. Igor and like his ideas about like, they're a bit interesting. He thinks that like the reason people are like mentally ill, like depressed and stuff, is because like they have this like vitriol in them, and it's sort of like some kind of poison, that's sort of like a poison of the soul, and he's trying to like prove it, but then also like prove that he can like cure it. And it's okay, and like this was like some talk about like different like conditions, or like destigmatizing sort of like mental health issues in a little bit, kind of. But then also it's a little bit like preachy, and just like the way he's like talking about people and like the mad versus the normal and stuff. I'm just not enjoying that. It's just not, I just don't like that sort of like perspective. It's just like irritating me. And yeah, I just don't know if I really like it. Like, honestly, like, I know I should have said when I first picked it up, but I had to go out. I've only read one book by Paulo Coelho before, which is The Alchemist. I gave it 3 stars. I felt like it was well written. It was like okay, but it felt a little bit like preachy, and like, oh, like if you manifest things and stuff, that's what you'll get, and like different like ideas and stuff. It was just like, I just don't really like it, and stuff like that. Yeah, like I feel like it's well written. It's just, I just don't know if I care, honestly. Like now, I just don't know if I really care about finishing the story. And like Veronica seems okay as like the main character, but again, I'm just like losing interest a bit in the book. So I don't know. I stopped in the middle of the chapter. I think I'm gonna finish it and then just see what I want to do, because I really need to actually start DNFing more books, because, well, I mean, most of the books I've read this year have like ended up with high rating. I think my average is like at like over 4 now, which is really good. It has been heavily buffed out by my massive Heartstopper 5-star rereads. But like even then, before then, I think it was at like 3.9 or something. So I am choosing and reading and finishing books I am liking more. Yeah, and then like with Horror Store, which I read for my summer Ween video, I should have DNF'd it because I didn't like it, but I didn't because it was short. So I was like, oh, just end up finishing it. Why not? But I should have DNF'd it, and I'm sort of feeling a bit the same. Like, it's not bad. It's just I'm losing interest. But anyway, it's a little bit along that update. I will decide what I do when I get to the end of the chapter, or see if I even want to, because there's so many more books on my TBR that I don't need to spend time reading while I'm not really enjoying. That's the update. I'll see you later or tomorrow. Back on this. Let's see how it goes. I haven't been like on UCAS since 2019. It's so confusing and awkward and pedantic, and it's just like, oh, no thank you, no thank you. They're all done. Is that not right? What should it be? No thank you. Okay. This is scary. What am I doing? What am I actually doing? I don't know. What am I doing? Am I really doing it? Am I really applying for a PGCE in Wales? I mean, I guess. Hey, I look and feel ill. But I have this bubble tea thing that I'm gonna try and make. Maybe it might help my throat. I don't know. Probably not. Passion fruit with strawberry boba. Let's see how it goes. I don't know. I've never made a bubble tea before. I think I've only had it like 3 times from Costa, the like mango one, so it's not really tea as well. But yeah, this video is so weird. And then syrup, balls, more water. I don't know. I don't have ice, and like probably about a third of it was hot water, so it's a bit warm. So I'm gonna put it in the fridge. Sorry, the kitchen is horrible. And then come back to it in like half an hour and see if it's nice. I like. Yeah. Maybe it's the tea. I've never had actual tea one. Maybe I should have just forgot the tea and just made like just with the water and the syrup and stuff. But I want it to be like authentic. Hey, so it's been a couple of days actually. I did decide to DNF if Veronica Wants to Die. I think I read like maybe like 4 pages or more, maybe a little bit more. Again, I stopped in the middle of the chapter. Got to page 90. I'm just not enjoying it, and I don't want to continue reading it, so I'm gonna DNF this. This was the Lush Life prompt, and it's still staying as a Lush Life prompt even though it's a DNF. But yeah, and then I spun the randomizer for Midnight Sun, the song that inspired this video kind of right now. And I was struggling. I was really struggling. I don't know what to read, because I've been really fancying like a historical sort of atmospheric kind of like maybe a dark academia kind of book. That's sort of what my brain's been gravitating towards. But that doesn't really fit the prompt of the song, because the song is very Euro summer, very sort of like getting out in nature, and sort of like summery and nice and lively and stuff. And the book I chose, it maybe isn't like, maybe I don't know if it will be or not. I hope so. It's a book that so many people loved at the end of last year when it came out, and then also I think people have continued to read it like since it came out in paperback. And it is My Friends by Fredrik Backman. It's just translated from Swedish by Neil Smith. So I read this last night on page 18. The reason I chose is because it says about a group of teenagers find solace in each other during one unforgettable summer. Also, the author is Swedish, like Zara Larsson. So I did kind of want to read a Swedish author for this particular Divas Dictate video. Yeah, I just think like I know the main. I think the main story from what we're getting is about is Louisa, who is like a aspiring artist, and she's been enamored by this picture. It's called like Picture of the Sea or something, but it's not actually of the sea. And she, well, I haven't got to that bit in the thing, but in the blurb it says that she has the picture painted now mysteriously belongs to her. And she's driven to the story behind its creation, and goes to this seaside town where it all began, and learns that the happy endings do not always take the form we expect. Yeah, so that's maybe a little bit more mystery, but I think a lot of people have said that a large chunk of the story are set during this summer 25 years ago with these friends. So yeah, I've chosen this. I am a little bit apprehensive because I have had 2 DNFs in a row, Veronica and then one for another video. And Frederick Backman's writing can be very dense. It can be very dense and wordy and repetitive. And I just don't know if that's what I want to read right now. I shall see. If it's like really hooking me and I'm really, really enjoying it, then I will continue. But I don't feel as much shame now if I was to just get about 50 pages and I'm just like, it's just too dense, I don't want to read it and DNF it or soft DNF it. Because I've had some DNFs now, so I don't really feel as guilty. Yeah, that's the thing. With Backman, my track record is a man called Uber. I think I gave 4.75 stars. It's the first one I read. I really, really enjoyed that. It's like, it just like, it captured me from the start, and also when Sonia's character came in I was like, oh my god, I love her so much. But he does repeats names so like a lot. It's just like, oh. Every day in the morning, every day the way home gets longer and longer, 5 stars, made me cry on the bus. It's amazing. It's very short, very, very impactful, just great, so to recommend that. Then I read My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apology. I think I gave it like 3.5. It's very dense, very wordy, repetitive. Didn't really enjoy it, but like it was kind of nice parts as well. And then Deal of a Lifetime, which I read I think 2 years ago, like near Christmas time. It was okay. It was alright. It was like short, but it weren't as impactful. But yeah, that's my track record with Bachman. Let's see where this lands. I'm tired. I don't feel very well. I shall see you soon. Morning. I still feel really ill, like whether this summer cold flu thing is. So I made myself a lemon sip. You can't see it, but see if it helps. It's kind of gotten a bit cold already. My Friends by Frederick Buckman. So originally I read to like page like 34, and I was like, I'm gonna DNF it. I'm gonna DNF it. I don't like the writing. I don't really care too much for the characters at that point, like a little bit, but like the writing was just annoying me too much. And then the narrator is like, feels a bit like a character, like they're omniscient and like they know everything, like they know what's gonna happen, and they're a bit sarcastic, a bit like cheeky, a bit, you know, like that. And I was just like, I don't really get it. And like knowing, like saying things like, oh, this will happen, or oh, do they know it's true, and things like that. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling, love. I don't know. So I originally filmed a video, which I filmed a section video last night, where I said I was going to DNF it. I would give it like another 15 pages or so to get to page 50 and know what I want to do. And I did do that, and now I'm on to page 104, and I am kind of loving it. Like, I'm really, really invested, and just like the found family and the characters, and like despite the writing, I am really, really enjoying it. Also, what has helped a lot is that I got the audiobook and I've cranked it up to 1.75 speed, so I can sort of like listen quickly whilst I'm reading along, because I feel like when you're bogged down in his writing, it can make the experience not the best. For me personally, I don't really like the way he writes. It's very roundabout, it's very dense, it's very repeating names and stuff, and that sort of grates on me quite a bit. But yeah, bit of it going on a quicker speed, I am getting through it quite quickly. And yeah, have I actually said any of the plot? I can't really remember. But Louisa is that like this, it starts with her, the sort of mainish character in the present time, and she's at this art exhibition because she wanted to see this piece of artwork called The One by the Sea, or Near the Sea, even though it's not of the sea, and she's so adamant like it's not of the sea. It's because this piece of artwork is being auctioned off, and like all these rich people and stuff, but she just wanted to like go and see it because her and her like foster kid best friend Fish wanted to go to see it, and like it was like been important in her life, and like her mum gave her a postcard of it. But Fish died like I think 3 months previously. It's not really, I think it's by suicide, but she isn't really saying it is. She's like, or she died from life, but it's not really too sure what exactly happened to Fish. I think she had like some substance abuse issues as well when she left the foster home like care system, because she had turned 18 and Louisa is like just 17. It's like the day before her 18th birthday, so she can finally be like free of the system. But basically she gets chucked out because people are thinking she's there to vandalize the piece. She had like spray paint in the bag, and she runs into this like homeless man on the like alleyway, and they start chatting, and then they like spray paint on the wall, and then he does these like little skulls, and she's like, it's connected in my brain, that this person is the artist of The One by the Sea, his artwork, because the artist always does these little skulls in his works. But anyway, and then she like leaves and stuff, and then I think, I don't know if it really says, but okay, well, like she gets hold of this piece of artwork because the artist is like, she's one of us, and he tells his friend Ted that to give the artwork to Louisa, and the artist like dies like very like soon, like on like the next like two chapters on like page like 40 or something. I'm not 100% sure. And then Louisa has like his painting. She's like, "It's a priceless piece of artwork. I'm homeless. What am I supposed to do with this piece of art? I can't really sell it. People think I stole it and stuff." So she asks Ted if she can go back with him to the small town where like the painting was set and where it was made by the artist and this group of friends. So she can try and sell it there because he knows someone that can help her. So that's where I've got to in like the current time frame. But there's also the 25 years previously, and we're getting to know these group of friends over this hot summer when they're all 14, just about turned 15, and sort of like life is gonna like start like happening and things. They're all sort of like trauma bonded from like bad home lives. The artist, it's not really explicit, but in my brain, the way things are going, I think he's queer or like different and strange, and how like his like dad like says like, oh, he's a strange boy, he's not like other boys and stuff. And I'm getting that. Then there's Ted, who is sort of quite quiet, quite reserved, and then there's Yor, who is very protective of his friends, and like quite short but very like powerful, and gets into fights and stuff to protect specifically the artist. That's what we're calling the artist at the moment. We haven't given their name yet. In the later time frame, the piece of artwork sorry, my voice, is by someone called C-Yat, C-J-A-T, but I don't think that's their actual name. I'm not too sure. But Yor comes from a very like harsh home life where his dad is an alcoholic, constantly comes home at night, beats his mum, beats him, and he constantly has like bruises and stuff. It's like, it was very hard to read, but he has so much love and humor and enthusiasm and a belief in the artist, and the idea of like creating the piece is that there's this competition, and Yor is like, you need to create a painting for this competition, you need to win it, you need to get out of this town because you won't survive it, you need to like, you know, do something with your life because that's what you're destined to, and maybe we aren't the same. And that type of notion hits me so hard, because my favorite book ever is Lie With Me, and the bit that sticks with me so much is when Thomas says to Philippe, because you will leave and we will stay. And like whenever I see that sort of notion where like two people, like one of them loves them so much that they're like, okay, go ahead, do something with your life, leave this small town. And like, I'm getting emotional, I'm getting glossy eyed, because it's just such a profound notion of love for someone, that you're not gonna reach these heights with them. And it's similarly in The Inseparables by Simone de Beauvoir. Both amazing 5-star reads, and like when that notion is in books, it just holds me so much, and I'm just like, I'm loving learning about this relationship between these friends. I think there's meant to be 4. We've only found out about 3 so far, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, and then it's like set during this like summer period where they just, during the day, they're able to be themselves and like, you know, go to the pier and sort of like crack jokes and just talk about life and stuff, and get away from these harsh home lives. And yeah, I think I'm in store for like a lot more trauma which maybe isn't the best to really read at the moment, but sometimes, like when you know so like trauma things about characters, when the nice things happen and stuff, they make them all that more sweeter and lovely. Yeah, my lips is probably gone quite cold now because I've been speaking for a while, but I'm so happy I didn't DNF this, because I was so close, and I would have had 3 DNFs in a row, and that's just not really the, oh, what's the word, I can't think, it's like, that's not the image, the I can't remember, something like, yeah, it wasn't for me, I didn't want it. So yeah, Zara Larsson, thank you, because like she could have sent me into a reading slump, honestly. But yeah, I think definitely, like, I'm just saying this for me personally, but I would so recommend getting the audiobook as well and cranking the speed up, because it can be very dense, his writing, but when you can get through it quicker, I think it's better. So I've taken a few pictures of like certain like quotes and stuff, like things like the writing. I don't love it, but there are some really nice, like, profound and moving parts at the same time. It's just, it is very dense. Also, what really pissed me off so much that I was talking about last night, I went a little mini rant, is that there's 59 chapters. There's 59 chapters, and I'm just like, Bachman, why? Frederick. Seriously, you couldn't have split one into 2 and made it 60 chapters. I got thinking, like, do I really want to read like a 440-page book to end on the 59th chapter instead of a 60th? Don't want that, but I'm gonna continue. If it gets like really boring or really great, and I may still even do it, I don't really know, because it's not giving me 5-star, but it's definitely intrigued me so much more. But yeah, this is a very long update, sorry for that, but here goes. I shall see you later, or tomorrow, whenever I see you. Bye. True. Frederick, you are gonna make me cry. Sorry, the quality. I don't know why. Like, it always wants to go such bad quality. Han, like, it's emotional. It's like it hits you so hard. Like, certain things. I think sometimes what is also good about, like, maybe sometimes longer books, or even always not always the same thing, but like, when there's the good parts, and it's the good parts that I think are more hard hitting, especially when there's a lot of sadness, and then just like certain little bits that just like cut through like a scalpel, and you're just like raw. It's like, oh, Frederick, mate, I'm getting emotional. Oh, I haven't actually cried yet. I've got like glazed over. But a certain bit, I was like, oh, and we had like one, like, back to back, like, near enough, like, on this page, like one there, and then one at the end of the that second page. Am I gonna be able to get this out without? Oh, okay, it is. Well, there was one I was trying to get out the other day. I think it's maybe. Oh no, they're all okay now. Oh well. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh fuck. Hey, so sorry, the camera's horrible, but I finished my friends last night. Yeah, like early hours. I really enjoyed it. I actually really did. But I'm gonna wait until to do my review tomorrow because I look hideous, but I just want to start reading again. And the song pick I got is Blue Moon by Zara. So why do I always need to say that? Like, obviously we know who it's by. And it's all about this sort of like once in a blue moon connection, and it's feeling really safe with someone, and sort of like blocking out the outside world. So it leans heavily into a romance book. So I'm going to test myself. I'm going to pick a romance book which I barely ever read apart from like some YAs and like Heartstopper and stuff, but I'm picking like a straight romance book, and the one I thought would be a really good match is Archer's Voice. And I think it's because the main character, well, the two main characters, Bree and Archer, are both sort of like running from a sort of their own past and sort of have their own issues, and this like bond between them is their like safe haven and safe place. I believe that's sort of what I gathered from the thing, sort of like a small town and stuff. And I went out and got this really pretty special edition. I think it was like half price when I was in Hatchards in London. Yeah, so I have the little bookmark, and it's got like a nice spread on it, and like a nice naked hardcover, which I'm going to take the hardcover off anyway. And what's also really interesting with this one is it's an annotated version. So I'm going to get to a page. So it's like obviously the original work. It's like smaller, and then in the margins the author has gone over and like annotated her like thoughts and things on it. It's not on every page, but there's some things. So yeah, I'm going to start this, see how I go. Will I DNF? Possibly. We shall see. But I really love how it looks. It's like so pretty. Another like child of domestic abuse situation. Why did I pick two in a row? But I think it's gonna get more romantic because that was like the epilogue, the prologue part. I think kind of it was chapter 1, but it was in the past, and now we're in like current time frame. I think Bree's meant to be the main character. I don't really know if there's much from Archer afterwards. We'll see. Oh, actually it might flip. Does it flip? No, I don't think so. I hate that. I hate that. You don't win someone. Sometimes like straight romances just sort of like irk me. I'm just like, ugh, don't care. Still like, I just like, who won her? Like, no, like you don't like. Well, that's not a question. It's not a question. Like, I don't know, who did she fall for, or who did she end up going out with, or something like that. Not who won her, because a woman isn't a prize or a thing you can win and keep or whatever. Bad feminist. So it's been a couple of days. I need to review my friends. I don't really know what to say now. I really enjoyed it. I think I'm setting on like 4.5 stars. Some parts are 5-star jazz hands, like they just like really hit you and like they're really good. But some parts less so, and also I guess like the initial getting into it and some of the dense writing and sort of roundabout sort of repetition of things a little annoying, but I really enjoyed it. I really like the characters. I really like the story. It's very heavy on like trigger warning topics about like domestic abuse, child abuse, death, grief, like bullying, like classism, yeah, like a lot a lot of things, but it's done really well. I love the way he, like, Bachman like talks about his characters, and like things are like a puzzle, and then they start fitting together, and then things click in your mind. You're like, oh, this is how it went along, and even though it goes back and forth. Sorry, I really like how he does that. Yeah, I don't know too much what else to say. I really love the way like it explores like art and like the love of art, and there's like different like quotes from different like artists and people about like sort of going and doing the thing you're scared of, in a sense, and the power of friendships, and how these group of friends, the artist, I won't say his name because we only revealed it right at the end of the book, Ted, Yor, and Ali, yeah, just like their like dynamic. Also Christian, when you get to know about him, and the like sort of one of the main characters, Louisa, from the start of the book, and the modern time frame, I guess. Yeah, they're sort of like found family, and how like they come together from trauma households to like be together, and that's like their time, and it's just really nice to like read. Also upsetting but moving. So yeah, I probably do have more to say, but overall really enjoyed it. And yeah, I won't say like any like spoiler things of like some of my theories and stuff like that, but yeah, good, would really recommend that. But I would preface it by probably listen to the audiobook as well on quite a high speed, just so you're not bogged down into it. But it is one I would like to give a reread, actually, and like annotate as well, because there's a lot, like quite a lot of like moving passages, and like the way things are written and stuff is done well. So yeah. And then the third pick, which I've started reading, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I'm currently on page 212, I think, was I? Yeah, 212. So I've read quite a lot, just over like half. Like, I think it's like 53%, I think, when I tracked it on StoryGraph. And Zara, your dictating of my TBR, are free for free on books I am contemplating DNFing. I don't know. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's cute. Archer's hot. They're nice characters. Like this small town of Pelion, where the one of the two main characters is female MC. Gosh, what's her name? Bree. Has gone to escape her sort of like trauma from her past, which we like learn about. And then there's the shy boy that everyone thinks is odd and different and not quite there and a bit weird, Archer, who is like a nice body but he's like quite scraggly, and we're told it quite a lot, scraggly and scruffy and stuff, but he's hot, but like in spite of that. And he has whiskey coloured eyes, and so does every other Hale brother. They all have whiskey coloured eyes. We keep getting told they're whiskey coloured eyes. Use another metaphor of, yeah, it's a metaphor, not really, but there's like another way to describe it because we keep getting told it. Anyway, so and then they start talking friendship, it's a romance, what do you think is going to happen, ... as we go along. But they both have their own sort of traumas and like the way they come to terms with it, and then interspersed are some chapters from Archer's POV, starting when he's like 7, and it goes up to the modern day as well, and like sort of how what led to his like disability, I guess, in a sense. I don't know if I should say, I didn't actually read the synopsis before I started it. I was like, it's a romance, what do you think? But I know it's sort of about people coming together with their traumas, like finding their like blue moon person. I think that's the song I chose for this book. My brain is really, I think so, yeah. And how, yeah, this like aspect of the song, and how like they're finding solace in each other and like they're their person, is very true for the book, so it's a good pairing. But I'm just struggling to care, to be honest. We've got to the bit where there's quite a bit sex scenes, ... smuttiness, which I despise. Really, I hate smut so much. And like just like the words used, like my entrance, my folds, his length, and things like that. Just like, I don't know, I just don't like reading them, to be honest. They just don't do anything for me. But yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna continue reading next time, and also listening along to the audiobook. I've got it on like 2x speed, so it's going fast. And I am intrigued to know about like Archer's trauma, sort of his backstory, and sort of what went on with that, and like in the town and stuff. I've got my theories. I think I know what's gonna happen as we go along, but like I feel like it can probably go quick enough that I'm just gonna continue reading it. At the end, maybe I'll just be like, oh, I could have DNF'd it. I probably will be like that anyway, because I don't really read romances, specifically straight romances. I just don't really care too much, but I like the characters. They're sweet, nice small town. I'll just end up finishing it, why not? But yeah, the writing isn't the best. Don't like the smart, a little bit repetitive, but it's fine. It's fine, you know. It's something different. Not every book has to move me or change me, and this edition is really pretty. Also, the like annotation sort of thing that the author puts in the book, in like the marginalia, are fine. I mean, like, they don't really add too much. It's more about her own like way of saying like, oh, this, how this came to me, or this is similar in my own life, or like how I share these things with her, or like the afterwards, like say for like Archer's birthday, and people like say she wrote that people send her messages saying like happy birthday to Archer and things like that and stuff. It's not really adding too much, but it's a nice addition. I guess it's fine. I don't really care. But yeah, I was thinking of DNF it. I was thinking of DNF it when I first got to page like 52, and I read quite a lot more, got to like page 151. I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to DNF it. I don't really care. And of course, we had started the smut scenes, but I was like, it's easy enough to read. I'll just finish it. So I'll do that, and I shall update you after. Also, I did actually do my next shuffle, because I was going to go out like yesterday and also today, but I didn't go out because I didn't feel very good. And I've picked my next book, but I'll get to doing that when I actually start it, which should hopefully be after I finish this, which I'm going to try and prioritise finishing today. So yeah, a bit of a long update, but I was happy I got to review that. And I mean, the whole thing is just like a bit of a mess. Anyway, see you after. Blue Moon Energy is like my rightful pick. I don't know. Maybe I'm a cynic. I'm just like, you know, a hopeless romantic, or someone that's just like understanding that maybe I will never have that, and I'm like, oh, cute, don't care, move on. Like, maybe that's how I feel sometimes when I read romance books, or like why I don't read them as much, because I've sort of got it into my head that I will never have that, and I'm like, oh, that's nice for you. But I don't know. I'm so like, I just hate smart. Oh, I just want to get over with. I kept on thinking like, should I DNF? I don't know. But I'm too far in now, and I'm intrigued. So I'm just trying to like gloss over it a little bit. I am reading it, but I'm just letting the audiobook do those scenes. I'm just like glazing most kind of. Well, no, I kind of still reading it, but anyways, unnecessary update. Sorry about the blurry content, it won't be on for long. I did finish Archer's Voice like yesterday, kind of like, yeah, it was yesterday. It's currently like 2:15 a.m, so sometimes I don't count the next day until after I've slept, but it technically was still yesterday. I finished at like 7 p.m. or something. I'll probably give like more of a review tomorrow when I have more like thoughts and stuff. It was fine, you know. I did love it. You'll probably tell. And then my next pick was The Ambition, I think. The one from the Girls Trip album with 2 other people. It's like, I'll just put the names on the screen. And the book I've chosen and I've started reading I'm nearly halfway through. I'm at like 40% is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And the reason I chose this is because ambition is about like, you know, having this ambition and sort of like you know, striving for it, and some of like the setbacks to your personal self, kind of. I think possibly because I'd already done this looking about which book to choose like 2 nights ago or something now, so it's not fully fresh in my brain anymore. And the version that came through was a like a collaboration one from the Girls Trip album, that the newer version. So I felt this was a kind of even a better pairing because it's Daisy Jones, her ambition and her like wanting to be a rock star and a singer and create her own music and create like, you know, be the best in the world. But there's also the Six and their own you know, ambitions in life, like to do with their music and stuff. The frontman Billy and his brother Graham, and there's also Kate, is it? No. There's Karen, there's Eddie, there is Pete, who I've clocked. I was a bit confused. I was like, there's only 5 people talking, but it's called the Six. Pete doesn't have interviews, so see how that goes. I hope it's not a spoiler. I hope not. And then there's also Warren, and I think that's all of them. I think so. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so they're the members of the Six, and they're both sort of like coming up talents in like the early 70s, and then how they're like put together, and they're people saying like, oh, you can be the best in the world, and their own problems with like addiction, like drug use and alcohol problems, and so like tensions in the band and stuff. I read quite a lot. I read to page 170. I started it at like 11:30, and I read quite a lot. I'm doing another tandem read. Like, I've been doing so many tandem reads lately, but because the audiobook I got from the library, it is full cast with each like character having their own like narrator, and it's set out like an oral history sort of like interview format, where like you see the person's name and then like what they say, so it like really leans well into audiobook on its own, or a tandem. I think it's probably the best way. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm not loving it, but I am enjoying it. I'm definitely like getting through it quickly because I'm intrigued to know it's going very quickly. And I think if it's a song, I think so. From how I picked it, I think so. But anyway, another long update. I've got quite a bad migraine, so I'm gonna try and go to sleep now. It's also so hot again, like this heat wave. So yeah, sorry about that, that's really loud. I'm gonna say night now. Bye. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. I feel like I look horrible. Sorry, I was crying earlier. Anyway, I'm gonna go out for a little walk, I think, to like clear my head a bit. I've also had such a bad migraine, but obviously I'm gonna take my book with me, and I'm gonna take my earbuds to see how long they will last. Probably like maybe an hour or so. We'll see how much I get read whilst I am away. So yeah, I said I was on to page like 170, and let's see how much over. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not loving it, but I'm enjoying it. And also like I really like the way it explores sort of like women in like the rock and like music scene of the like 1970s, and how Daisy is like, it's my life, I'm just gonna do the things I want to do and get what I want and get to the place I feel I should be at. And I was like, go girl. I mean, I'm not really, a bit messy, a bit chaotic, very like real, like flawed characters. I'm like, hun, maybe come down a bit on some of the things you're doing, because you know, but I like her like drive and her ambition. Anyway, let's see what I get around. I got to page 252 and these stopped working now. So I'm gonna go for a little walk. I don't know if I'm going to read anymore whilst I'm in the park, or I'll see. Yeah, it's getting juicy. Hey, so I just finished a day 006. And at the end are like the lyrics to the like songs that you sing in the book or like make up. So I'm gonna read them, and I'm also gonna play the actual album from the Amazon series, which I do want to watch. I might watch it after this, I'm not sure. Well, I'll wait a bit, I think. But I didn't know they actually made a soundtrack or like an album from the like their actual songs, and it like fully actually recorded them and stuff. Like it just, it feels weird. Like it feels like you're actually reading or like listening to and like watching or whatever, like a real non-fiction like oral history of this band and stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then probably tomorrow I will give my final thoughts and stuff. But I flew through this. I read it in like a day, I think, like just over like a day, near enough, because I think I started it at like 11:30 2 days ago, and now it's like 1 a.m. the third day, kind of thing, if that makes sense. But like, yeah, anyways, I'm gonna listen to that on my little Googie, that's what I call my Google Mini, sorry. And check in with you tomorrow. Well, later today. Sorry about the dust. I used to clean it. Okay, let's see. Birthday to Benj, happy birthday to Benj, happy birthday dear Benji, happy birthday to Benj.
16 to 10.
Good boy. Are you okay? I don't know. Hey, I don't know why the quality is so bad, but I finished. Yeah, I told you I finished Daisy Jones. Oh my god! I did listen to some of the soundtrack, but I wasn't really loving it. I think I'm gonna watch the show in like a couple weeks, and then I will like be able to hear the music whilst they're singing it in the show and stuff. But I was gonna end the video then, but I do kind of want to read Hearts of the Volume 6, but I'm not fully in the mood. I'm just not really feeling the best and stuff, and I feel like I want to be in a really good mental state to read it. But that's for a separate video anyway. Yeah, it's feel a bit, I don't know, sad, a bit weird, I don't know. I have my nan's funeral tomorrow, which I'm bit like just a bit stressed about, like obviously sad and stuff. But so yeah, I thought I wanted sort of a bit like a calm, cozy read to sort of just settle me down a bit, I guess. And I done one final shuffle for Zara Larsson songs, and I got Uncover, which is one of my favourite songs of hers actually. I think it's quite like not as well known, it's quite early, but I do really like it. And the meaning is about like this sort of secret relationship with someone that, you know, is hidden, and you know, like nobody knows about it, and it's like it's nice like being with your person to like escape the world and stuff. So it leans heavily into reading another romance, but I'm not doing that to myself. I do not want to read another romance. I just don't really like the genre. I find it like, maybe this is like a bit controversial, but I would probably say romance is the fakest genre. Like obviously like fantasy, sci-fi, horror and stuff, they're all these like unreal things, but there's this contract you have when you're reading it that you know that's what the world is, whereas romance is set in the real world, real characters, real things and stuff, but it just feels very fake. It feels very like idealized, and everyone's perfect and stuff, which I don't really read for that reason. So I'm just having a weird like thing like after I finished Archer's Voice the other day, so I'm doing my review and also a bit more for Daisy Jones, but I'll do that after, because my head isn't really thinking the best. But anyway, I just sort of some thoughts and stuff, and I kind of think I might just like go through all the rest of the romances that I have on my bookshelves and get rid of them, unhaul them. I don't know. I think I did get rid of a few, like a couple like last year or something, so I think I'm just try and get rid of the rest of them. I'll probably keep my like queer YAs and maybe a few other like queer romances, because they're sometimes I like. Sorry, the lighting's kind of weird here. But anyway, let's get back to it. It leans heavily into reading a romance, but I'm not going to read another romance because I don't want to. And the book I've chosen to pick up is one I feel like I'm going to try and get through quite quickly. Hopefully, like by tomorrow I can finish it. And it is A Prayer for the Crown Shy by Becky Chambers. It's the second in the monk and robot duology. The first one was A Prayer for the Psalm built, is that correctly? I think so. Well, a Psalm for the Wild built, sorry. Which I think I read last year, or it might have been the year before, I can't really remember, but I did really actually enjoy it. And I'm not really like a sci-fi reader. I think sci-fi is probably my least favourite genre, or maybe romance, I don't know. I like smut, but anyway, but it had like a really nice sort of cozy element to it, and we're following the two characters, Dex, who is like a non-binary monk, they're called Sibling Dex, and then a robot called Mosscap, and they use it pronouns. I should have said it uses it pronouns because it's a robot, but in the first one it's Dex is like bored of life and the monotony and stuff, and wants to go out into the wilderness and hear, I think it's crickets in the wild, or it might be another animal, I can't fully remember, my brain's a bit scrambled. And they come across this robot coming the other way, Mosscap, and it is on a mission to go back to the human world and asks, are humans okay? Is there anything else you need from us? Because the robots and the humans like split like quite a few years previously. I don't think it explores that, but I won't say anymore. But this one is about the two characters going on like a road trip, I think, like through like the rural areas of the little moon planet thing they live on, and still on the quest to like talk about like what humans need or want still. And but the reason I chose it is this is so long, I'm talking forever, this video is going to be so long and chaotic to edit, is because like I feel like they've created this nice bond between each other, and it's not really what other people can experience, like a robot and a monk, and they find like solace in each other, especially Dex with like not wanting to like be around people or like the busyness and stuff like that, when they left the city in the first book, and finding this sort of like solace, safe place of just like existing when they talk to Mosscap. So that sort of like element of like this like bond, and then also the like loud outside world and how they've sort of separate in a sense. But yeah, I hope that makes sense as a pick. I don't know, it's not really the strongest match, but I feel like I've sort of made it. And like, yeah, I think maybe by like if you lean more deeper into the meaning of the song, it's about this like raw like connection and stuff. And yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna start reading this now. I'm gonna play some Adele probably, and I shall tell you my thoughts when I'm a bit way through or finished. For anybody who doesn't know where they're going, hun, you're talking to me. Anyway, I shall see you soon. Sorry for such a long update. I feel so anxious. I feel really sick, but it's so hot as well. Oh my god. What's this both together? Hey, so I'm back. I am, yeah, it was good, but I won't say anymore about today. The book Prayer for the Crown Shy, really enjoying it. I'm about like 86 pages or something, just over halfway. And yeah, it's nice. It's like it's calming and cozy, and it's just talking about like humanity and like consciousness a bit as well. And I just like the characters, and they're just like cute and stuff. Is it a good pick for the song? No. But is it a good pick for a book to read? I think so. I don't know. Maybe I just bluffed my way into choosing that one, but I think there was coherent justifications. Anyway, I'm gonna change out the shirt and tie, so I feel very uncomfortable. And then probably read some more later. We'll see. Sorry, look, like I've been crying, don't I? Anyway, see you later. In a few days, I thought I'd quickly try and finish my reviews for the books I read for my Zara Larsson Diva Dictates. So I did finish Prayer for the Crown Shy the other day. I don't know if I actually said that or not. So Archer's Voice, I think originally I put it as 3 stars. I think I'm probably going to put it like 2.75. I didn't love it. I didn't really love the like spiciness. I just don't like reading that. I think it just seemed quite fake, and it's just not my genre really. I love this edition, but I was thinking of keeping it because it's really nice and like obviously a little bit expensive and stuff, but I think I'm going to try and sell it for someone that can actually, you know, enjoy the story and like want a nice pretty edition. So I'll probably go on my vintage soon. Yeah, I just didn't really think it didn't add anything to my reading, and it was like different. It's good to explore different genres and stuff, and I did like the characters. I just think just the way it moves and stuff is not my favorite, and just like is it quite unrealistic. And just like, oh, love can cure trauma and stuff like over a night and stuff. Okay, like the chemistry is there, but I wanted more of the like cutesy romantic things and like doing stuff as well, not just having sex, which I feel like is the primary focus of their romance and relationship, as you know, once we reach that point. And like the ending and stuff is just like, I don't know how I feel about that, especially the epilogue. Oh my god, the epilogues pissed me off. Like fucking like 26 spoilers by the way, 26, 3 kids, catering company, amazing husband, like you have this like house and stuff, and like everything, like your life is just so perfect, and I'm just like, that's not real. It's so fake, and that's why I don't really like romance. I feel like they're just so fake, and they have this idealized everything. Everyone is beautiful, everyone is perfect and stuff. It's just like, oh gosh. So yeah, I really think it's evaluating how I feel about romances in the future, and I'm probably just not really gonna pick them up. especially straight adult romances. I just don't care for them, to be honest. Then Daisy Jones and the Six, I gave this 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I think I really liked the way of like listening whilst reading, because the audiobook is like full cast. I gave this 4 stars. I didn't love it. I felt like maybe I wanted a bit more, you know, right at the end when we get to learn about what happened after this fallout and stuff. You know, some like, you know, questions and things of like what their life on. But I guess the main plot is the start, the middle, and the end of Daisy Jones and the Six, you know, the band working together. But yeah, it was done well. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. It was a fun reading experience. But like it does get a bit bogged down in the middle as like it's just going back and forth. So I think the way it handles like addiction is done well. You know, like trying to chase fame and having your own personal problems. Like Daisy Jones quite a lot. Like she had like issues and she's very fallible, and like why she's a real character apart from the people in here. It's just that they have problems and they annoy you, and it's just like ah. But like that's real. And her struggles with addiction and her like wanting to chase fame and like the ambition. It's good pairing, I feel. Yeah, I keep thinking there's things I want to say, but I keep forgetting what they are. Sorry. And then we finished with A Prayer for the Crown Child by Becky Chambers. Gave this 4.25 stars, the same as Psalm for the Wild Built. Yeah, it's slim. It's little plot, but there is a plot, like it's following them on this journey. But it's definitely more like a literary, cozy fantasy, sci-fi, sorry. And it's just sweet. Like it's just like the way it talks about like humanity and like what we need and like stuff like that. And I originally thought it was a bad pairing, which it kind of is, to the song. I forgot what the song was now. Oops a daisy. Sorry, I'm my brain. But Unforgotten, Unforgiven, Unforgotten. Gosh, my brain. I can't remember anything for the life of me. But the way that like, because Moscap is trying to ask the question of what do humans need, and it's really only it can get to the crux of this. I'm kind of asking itself, thinking about that, and the only way it can do that, sorry, I'm using the right pronouns, gosh, what's wrong with me? It can do that. Because I don't like calling characters it, like I don't call animals it. Animals are they, and like they're like people, I guess. They're not humans, but they're people. But anyway, the only way it can ask this question and come to what they're trying to do is because of this shared bond between Moscap and sibling Dex. You know, being together and stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Would so recommend. For the wrap up of my least favorite to my favorite, obviously I DNF Veronica Wants to Die. I feel a bit bad, like maybe I should try it again, but like I just have bad memories attached to it, and I didn't really like the way it was going along, and it was just a bit, I didn't really love the way it transitioned from the start of the book. Then Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, Paulo Coelho, translated from Portuguese by Michael Joel Costa. Archer's Voice, second least favourite. Then Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Then A Prayer for the Crown Built by Becky Chambers. Crown Shy, sorry. And my favourite, the one that I was very, very, very close to DNFing, My Friends by Frederick Backbone, gave 4.5. That was definitely my favourite of the bunch. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely a range of genres here. You know, translated, like, could be considered a classic, like mental health rap and stuff. A romance, historical, like music culture, a cozy sci-fi, and a very literary look at, you know, I guess humanity and like friendships and the power of friendships, and art and stuff, and yeah, really like complex, interesting characters. Yeah, that's my Zara Larsson picks. This video is probably really long, I'm sorry. Also it's gonna be hard to edit because I've been doing it at the same time as my heart stop at one. Oh gosh. Anyways, hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you soon. Bye. Have a nice day, everyone.